What's up? How are you?
What's up, man? I'm glad to see you.
I know. It's
A
good to see
familiar face.
you. I just before we get started, I have to tell you, you've been killing your hair for this whole press tour run. Like you killing the fros, the braids. I see you even have like it's a lot going on. I
Oh
love it. I love
no, come
it.
on.
You've been killing the hair this during this whole CYRANO press run. But
Thanks, man. Bringing
it's
the flavor.
yeah. It's great to be chatting with you as usual. First off, I was not too familiar with Cyrano before this project. I felt like I had to do, a little bit of digging and a little research. And then after I watched the film, I was like, okay, well, let me, dive a little bit deeper and see like the previous iterations of this work and stuff. So, first off, in layman's terms, how would you describe the plot of Cyrano and your character Christian's involvement in it all?
Um, Basically, Christian comes into a new town, and he sees this woman, Roxanne. He falls in love with her at first sight, and now he wants to figure out how does he meet this girl? How does he have a happily ever after? The only way to do that is to kind of woo her over with poetry, because that's our love language. Let's call it that in modern terms, right? And so, Cyrano, Pete's character, is the poet of the town. He's got the words, he's got the language, he's got the swagger. He just doesn't have necessarily the look. So together they kind of come to combine their better parts of themselves as they perceive it to see who can win the heart of Roxanne.
It's a period piece, but it also kind of feels like a modern day, like a modern day love triangle too. So I feel like a lot of people would be like, if this could be set in 2022, and this would be like a pretty messy, this would be a pretty messy love triangle.
Oh yeah.
I felt that as I was watching it. And you find yourself back in musical territory again after the high note, Godfather, Harlem, et cetera, et cetera. Do you think that do you find these musical based projects? Do you think the projects just find you? Do you think you just somehow end up in projects where you flex your music muscle?
I think it's a little bit of like, I think everything kind of plays off of what you're looking for next. And like, if I think about when I think it starts with Godfather Harlem, actually, when I did that because I wanted to do a TV show. I wanted to work with Forrest. I wanted to see what it would like I wanted to play into my music side of myself. That led to me being a eligible candidate to be in the high note. And so, when you're looking at, okay, well, if Tracy Ellis Ross is cast, who can play Tracy Ellis Ross's son? And you kind of get the list of actors to kind of go to. Once again, I wasn't the first or the second choice. I was like the third choice for high note. So that comes into play. And then Cyrano, when they wanted to diversify the cast. So I think that was the other element too, is like who could come in, sing the songs, who had a history with doing it, but also who could kind of pull off this like romantic guy that was kind of goofy. And they were like, yeah, Kelvin Harrison Jr. I don't know if I'm flattered or not, though.
And what was it like, first of all, working with director Joe Wright, but also having co-stars like, Peter Dinklage and Haley Bennett. What was that experience like?
It was amazing. I think I'm a big fan of Pride and Prejudice and Anna Karenina and Atonement. And so being able to be in a Joe Wright film and his aesthetic and the world he builds with his production designers and his set decorators and his cinematographer is just unmatched. And I think to be a Black man in that sphere really excited me. And working with him was exactly everything I kind of thought it would be. He has a very specific way of actualizing that world. And so it was kind of fun to play. And Haley, I was a big fan of since Swallow. I saw that. That was the last movie I saw before lockdown in the theater. And I was like, oh my God, this girl's crazy for swallowing marbles all day. But, but I respect her as an actress. So to play with her was obviously a treat as well. And Pete. And then there's Pete.
And for those who aren't, like myself, who aren't familiar with the source material and may not be as keen to watch musical based films, why would you say they should check out Cyrano?
I would say, honestly, I think the most beautiful thing about Syria, it doesn't feel like a traditional musical in a lot of ways. It's not like ba 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 ba. You know what I mean? It's kind of like it eases on you, and it really is more so about the storytelling. And I just think that like especially since we just came off of Valentine's Day, everyone's kind of riding into that wave. Like this is a
Yeah, yeah.
perfect movie to kind of sit into and reflect on, if you're single, what is blocking you from being with the person you love? You know what I
Mhm.
mean? The only thing that's stopping us from living our best lives in that way romantically, even with our family, you know what I mean, is ourselves.
Yeah.
And that's what this movie is about. It's about us getting in our own way, and stopping ourselves from achieving this beautiful romantic love story that we all deserve.
Yeah, yeah, especially like, with Valentine's Day, just wrapping up. This is the perfect way to like, still remain in the
Yeah.
love spirit, of course. And every time we chat, I feel like I always talk about your work ethic because you're always booked and busy. Like you always have project lined up, one doing press tour for one thing and then, roll into another one, if not being in production on one. And a few weeks ago, it was announced the Basquiat film, which will see you, reteam with Julius Ona. And I want to know what motivates you as an artist to stay constantly motivated, I guess, and continue to work on different things, especially, given the pandemic. I feel like we had probably like more Zoom interviews in person now because of the pandemic. So how as an artist do you stay motivated and like you're just always constantly working?
Rent.
Rent, bills to pay.
Bills to pay. That's a real one. I'm about to be like on a more serious note, but that is a pretty serious note. And a more playful note. Honestly, I just love it, and I'm really just interested. I'm at every phase of my life, my whole 20s, my whole like young adult life has been in this business. Like I turned 21 and I've been working ever since, and I don't really know anything else. And it's been my college, it's been my life experiences, it's been my culture, it's been learning about who I am as a Black person, just learning who I am as a man, it's learning it's just learning, it's learning. And I think I never liked school, but I did like research. I did like studying stuff. I do love people. And so I think every project, I just can't get enough of it. I'm honestly addicted to my job. And I need to go to rehab maybe, but
Well, that's how it's worthwhile and good because this is such a cliche saying, but like the saying about if you find something you love, you never work a day in your life. I hate that saying so much, but like I feel like it applies so much of this, and I feel like you're the type of artist that people are always like, okay, wow, he's in something else. Oh wow, he's in something else, and over time you just kind of get billed for being this incredible actor. So
I appreciate it.
that's
Thank
great
you. Hope
as
I can
well.
keep it.
And lastly, I know you are ever so busy, but what are some things on your watch list? Like if you're watching anything on TV, any recent films you've seen, what's caught your eye lately?
What am I watching? What am I watching? Honestly, I'm just watching reality TV, to be honest. All I do is I start the day, I start at 7 a.m. and I'm just researching Basquiat right now mostly. So
Yeah,
I'm reading like literally 5 books at one time. They
yeah.
keep telling me to put books under my laptop, and it's all my favorite books right now. So I'm a little disappointed. Just kidding. But yeah, honestly, I'm watching Drag Race.
Same.
I love
Honestly,
Drag Race.
honestly, it's so addicting. Like during the pandemic, I think I'd only started with like maybe season. I think I started like season 10 or 11, and then like I watched so many of the old seasons during the pandemic,
Yeah.
and now I'm like so obsessed. But we have to watch. I have to watch so many screeners for like new TV shows, new films. I don't feel like watching that on my off time, so I'm like, I need just like it's either true crime or some sort of reality TV. I'm just like,
Right.
I need something that just like not associated with work and like even though drag race has become work because we do interviews for that, but
Yeah.
yeah,
But
it's
it's a
been
fun one at least,
yeah.
It's a fun
Yes,
one.
yes. Well, thank you so much for your time as usual. I enjoyed talking to you and hope you enjoy the rest of your day and congrats on this film.
Thank you so much. It's always
Thank
good
you.
talking to you, man.
Thank you. See you later.
Peace.